Hey guys, Cam from 15, back at it with another video for you guys, and I'm back with another Endo and Kobayashi anime episode review for you guys. Apologize for getting this video out a few days later. I was busy on Friday. I forgot exactly what I did on Friday. But I still remember I was fairly busy on my Friday, that I could not talk about this. And then by the time it was Friday night, I was too tired and everything lazy. So yeah, I'm gonna bring you Endo and Kobayashi live today. And this was a solid episode, nice solid episode. We get some developments, with the other relationships, um, with already the established relationship with Siegwald and Liesollette. But we see how Fiene and Ball, it seems like their relationship potential thing is going on. And then we get a little bit more in depth also as well with Endo and Kobayashi's relationship. We kind of get the understanding now why does Endo have feelings for Kobayashi, and it's actually a nice thing why he fell for this girl. Um, but what happens in the gaming world before I talk about Endo and Kobayashi stuff, because I think that was probably the most important or the most endearing part of the episode. The thing is, you just have your typical antics. You know, you have it to where in one antic scene, Liesollette, she's walking, and the next thing you know, she sees this ribbon near Fiene's like wand or something like that, and it's in a certain color that like is supposed to be Siegwald's color. So she starts accusing her of like, what did Siegwald give you this ribbon or something like that? Are you trying to go after my man? And everything. And then obviously Phoenix like, no, I'm not about that. I'm not trying to go after him. You know, I know you and him are like supposed to be married and everything, and you know, you like him and you love him and everything. So that's kind of I was, you know, in reality, this was actually given to you from me, or this was actually given to me by you. And Lisa Soliette was like, wait, what are you talking about? And she's like, well, you don't remember when you gave me the stack of books? So she gave Fiene a stack of books, and the ribbon looks exactly like the ribbon on Fiene's wand. And she's like, I just took the ribbon off because I thought it was nice and cute and everything, and I put it on my wand as a way to thank you, and everything. And obviously this gets this gets Liesollette a little bit flustered, like, oh, well, I apologize for my way I was acting. And then you just have it to where, you know, Siegwald, he's like, hey, you know, that's nice embroidery on your ribbon. You think you can make me one? I want a purple and gold one, pretty much. With the same one. Now, the thing is, she starts getting super flustered because, well, she made her own ribbon, pretty much. And she was like, okay, well then I'll take your commission into consideration. And she just runs off and everything. And you just have it to where, well, Seawell's like, well, that's my tsundere and everything. And you know, that's how she always acts. And Fine's like, oh, so that's what it is. She's a tsundere. I'm like, oh, good God. And then this starts, I'm guessing, Fine's little love story for this anime. We run into the teacher, who we find out when from Kobayashi. We find out that the teacher obviously is the evil one. It's not bad enough he looks similar to that of Aizen from Bleach, but okay. Yeah, she goes on to say to Endo like, oh, yeah, you don't need to worry about the teacher. He's like the evil guy of the story that is like, I guess, setting the strings up for everything that's going to happen. So okay, that's gonna be interesting right then and there. So yeah, but you know, she walks in, you know, they're having a little bit of a conversation, but then Ball walks in, and it's kind of, and they're Ball and Fiene are pretty much talking about what is it? They're talking about the fact that Lee Soliete and Seawall, they act like a cute little couple, you know, and they throw the comparisons out. That gets Lee Soliete flustered, so she runs off, say, I gotta go and everything because she's flustered. And then we have it to where Fiene asks Ball, you know, hey, you know, I actually wanted to go out to the I actually wanted to go out to the forest to go like train and get some experience and everything. And get some items. And he's like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll protect you. I'll be there and help. So they go through the forest and everything. They're defeating these monsters, but there comes this one monster that almost ends up like hurting, or almost ends up hurting Ball, but it's really gonna hurt, I believe, Fiene. But Ball ends up protecting her. And pretty much this starts off, I guess, this Ball and Fiene relationship from the aspect. Ball pretty much says, like, even though it seems like you can protect yourself, I need to become a better person to protect to not only protect myself, but protect you, because, you're somebody that's dear to me and you're pretty charming. And in the meantime, Fiene is like, wait, whoa, hold on. What the hell are you talking about? I had nothing to do with this. Wait, you need to calm down. You need to stop being stupid. Also, I forgot to make a mention before they even started all this whole situation. Ball ends up talking about the fact that he's going to be married into a family, into Liesollette's family, and he's just going to get one of her younger sisters. Now he goes and say, I don't want to marry any of her younger sisters because to me, I know them since I was a kid, and to me they're more like little sisters, if anything. But I found it funny. But going back to the whole Fiene and Ball conversation, as in a way, he's kind of telling Fiene that he likes her more than just, classmates. He actually likes her more than just a friend. And I found it absolutely hilarious that Fiene is actually taking that tsundere approach where she's like, wait, you need to stop it. You need to calm the hell down. What are you talking about, man? And, he just says, like, I just want you to be by my side and everything. I want to be by your side because you mean so much to me. You're so charming to me. And then she's like, you need to stop this BS. She just runs off, and then she pretty much says, like, oh, I'm acting a lot like, I'm acting like Liesollette now, running away and being all flustered. So it seems like that spark with that relationship is potentially being lit right then and there. We just have it to where Liesollette, she's making the ribbon that Sigwald wanted, but she's still having her doubts that, like, oh, how could Sigwald just look and smile at me and be happy with who I am? Obviously, the Witch of Yore is playing a factor into Liesollette's, her, I guess you could say, how her self-confidence issue in herself when it comes to Sigwald. So that's kind of the thing there. Now, the episode ended off with, I believe it was that actor we saw maybe last week or in the first episode. And he just throws his controller down in frustration, and he's like, why can't I connect to this world? Now, we know Endo and Kobayashi, in a way, they're connected to this world because they can actually talk to the Sigwald and everything. Now, it's interesting if this guy is trying to do what they're doing, and is trying to, I guess you could say, have some sort of weird influence in this world. Because we even get from Endo and Kobayashi. Kobayashi tells Endo, like, hey, I realize I need you to play this. We need to be in the same room together to play this game. Because I tried playing it by myself, I can't do that. The game won't start up. Heck, I can't even do another save file, or even save the game or even pick up where we last saved off. You got to be in the room with me. So it's really interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to explain how the hell are they able, Endo and Kobayashi, how the hell are Endo and Kobayashi able to connect to Sigwald? How do they have some sort of connection to this game where Sigwald can hear them? And then obviously they play direct influence. It's gonna be interesting. What if they actually end up going into the game? That would be crazy. But then the last thing in terms of the relationship thing, the one thing I did like probably the most out of this episode was the backstory of Endo and Kobayashi, and really the backstory of why Endo felt, I guess, started liking Kobayashi more than just a classmate / friend. The reason why, I guess you could say, he's in love with her. But we find out that Endo's whole goal and his dream was to be like a Major League Baseball player, pretty much, and everything. And it seemed like he was a really good baseball player, and everything. But he came down with an injury, which I'm guessing it had something to do with his shoulder, to the point, like, I guess it was injured, so it had to make him retire from playing the sport of baseball. And practically we see that, baseball was Endo's everything. It was his dream, it was his goal. to play like full time and everything. And then obviously when you're an athlete and you're told, especially at a young age, like you gotta remember this is a high school kid who has a lot of dreams and aspirations, and to be a high school kid to aspire to be in like these professional leagues, it's it really pushes you to do that, and then obviously gets a very damaging injury that seems more than likely ends his playing career as a baseball player. He just kind of becomes the shell of himself, where it's like he's kind of depressed and sad, and there's nothing else left for him to do, and he doesn't know what to do. Everything. So there's like the sports day festival that was coming up for their school and everything, and most of the classmates were requesting like, "Hey, Endo's good at this at sports. We should have him be there." And in a way, Endo is like kind of feeling the pressure and everything, and he doesn't know if he can live up to what people's expectations are. But then that's when we have it to where Kobayashi ends up speaking up in the class and says, "Hey, let's not pressure this guy. Let's not pressure him. If he doesn't want to do it, he doesn't have to do it. Let's see if we can get somebody else in the classroom that can do it." So he sees that from her, and then they end up walking home together. He's like, "Hey, thanks for sticking up. You didn't have to do that." And then obviously Kobayashi's like, "No, they were kind of pressuring you. I had to say something, kind of just let you, be forced to do something that you didn't want to do, pretty much." And she goes on to say like, "Hey, I actually observed you playing, practicing baseball and everything, and I could tell that you really did like baseball because you were like the loudest kid, that was always screaming during your practices and everything." And then I forgot one more thing she said, but it was, in a way, it kind of hit Endo pretty hard with the aspect that it started to make him cry, because it seemed like, oh, this person actually did genuinely care about what happened to me and where I was coming from. And that was kind of the spark that, not only the fact that she was literally holding his hand at that one part of their talk when they were walking home and everything, but that was obviously the spark right there that made Endo end up falling for Kobayashi, which I think is nice and sweet. So yeah, and then we come back to the present. Endo pretty much says, "I owe you my life, Kobayashi. If not for you, then I wouldn't probably maybe be here now." I don't know if he was maybe having suicidal thoughts or something, but in a way he used the word death, like as if maybe the guy was probably so depressed that maybe he might have actually did that. He would have done that, but thanks to one person, who inspired him, boom, and then guess thing he became friends. So with her, and then, well, he became friends with her, and then, he ended up liking her, obviously more than just a friend. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see how that relationship goes. Again, you have to wonder, does Kobayashi like Endo as a friend? You would have to imagine so. Or maybe it has to be the thing where maybe she's a little dense, the fact that Endo likes her or something like that, and it's just gonna take Endo to have the courage to tell her like, "Hey, I like you more than just being friends. I like you, I like you more than just a friend type of way. I like you more in a romantic sense." So yeah, that's kind of the question, if Kobayashi has those same feelings. But knowing how this anime more than likely is going to turn, it will make sense that practically all the couples that are set up get their relationship. So it would only make sense that Endo and Kobayashi by the end of this show will be together. So yeah, but another solid episode of Endo and Kobayashi Live. Again, I apologize for getting this video out a little bit later than usual. Again, busy week. I was kind of stressed for time. I had like an interview job interview last week, so in a way that kind of throws a monkey wrench into all the different plans that I have going on, especially when it comes to YouTube and things like that. And like, if I do get this job, I will say the job might have an impact on how fast uploads get to the channel and things like that, because at the end of the day, I'm not trying to become like a full-time YouTuber or anything. I'm just doing this for fun and giving you my thoughts on some of my favorite shows and everything. So if you guys are wondering like, oh, why haven't I posted about this episode review or this manga chapter review, or why is this getting up later than usual? Well, that's because kind of the thing, I'm looking for a job right now, and that potentially could change if that does happen. So just be forewarned and everything. I'll probably make an update video, like a channel update video, just to let you guys know what changes of me getting a new job can affect the channel. But anyways, I'm gonna get off here. If you guys like the video, leave a like, hit that subscribe button if you want to get more anime content on the channel or any other shows and things like that till then. But whatever. Catch you guys next video. See you guys later and have a great rest of your day or not in this video. Peace.